Here we are in Baku, the capital city of Azerbaijan. And look at the views at my back. Wow. And first impression of the city, it's looking very modern, very clean and green, which is something that I think everyone will like about the city. And it was formerly part of the Soviet Union, but now it's doing its own things and it looks like they are doing well. Baku, the capital city of Azerbaijan, has a bit of everything. It has modern, beautifully designed buildings, centuries-old heritage, and lots of history with very nice people, and also one of the world's longest boulevards, which is also along the Caspian Sea. In this video, I will show you some of the must-see places and things to do in Baku, Azerbaijan, with some useful tips and information from my own experiences to help you plan out your trip there. Residing in Dubai, I took Air Arabia from Sharjah airport and flew straight to Baku. The flight time is about 3 hours and the aircraft was decent with comfortable enough seats. And one important thing to note, especially for UAE residents, is that you have to apply for a tourist visa once you arrive in Baku airport. It costs 30 USD and don't forget your Emirates ID. The process of getting the visa in Baku airport takes a bit of time, between 1 to 2 hours, so your patience will be tested. Stepping out of the airport, it's quite easy to find a taxi, and most of the taxis in Baku are metered, which will prevent you from getting overpriced. The taxi fare is 1 manat per kilometer, which is quite affordable compared to places like Dubai. If you're wondering what manat is, it is the currency of Azerbaijan. And it is quite a strong one, with a fixed exchange rate to USD. 1 USD is about 1.7 manat. So you might be asking yourself, how does Azerbaijan has such a strong currency? It is because petroleum is quite abundant there, and it is also the basis of the economy. Just as a fact, the Baku oil field was the biggest in the world in the 20th century and remained as such until the mid-1900s in what was then the Soviet Union. Once you reach Azerbaijan, if you want to grab a SIM card, then you can check out Azercell, which is one of the biggest mobile operators in Azerbaijan. You will find their shops all around Baku. I took 3 GB of data for 6 manat, which I think it's in the worldwide affordable range. When it comes to accommodation, there are so many hotels from budget to high-end. You will definitely find something to suit your budget and drop your bags. I went for a budget-friendly hotel called Orum. Really cute, quiet, with super friendly staff and only 5 minutes away from the city center. If you want to go with an international brand, then you will find brands such as Hyatt, Sheraton, Marriott, etc. What about the people of Baku and Azerbaijan in general? They are so nice and always willing to help, and a little bit curious about people who look exotic like me.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Ethnic Azerbaijani make up 95% of the population, and most of them are Muslims, with the rest being Russian, Georgians, and other expatriates. The people of Azerbaijan speaks a dialect of the Turkish language. An important thing to note is that the country is considered safe even for solo travelers. I have not felt unsafe at any point in my travel there. The biggest question you might have right now is what's there to do? But before we jump into that, let me tell you an interesting fact about Baku, the capital city. It lies 28 meters below sea level, and it is both the largest national capital lying below sea level and also the largest city in the entire world that is located below sea level. One interesting structure here is this, and just down here you have a Formula 1 racetrack. Here in Azerbaijan, they convert the city into a Formula 1 racetrack, whenever they have a competition happening around here, which I don't know exactly when. But you can see the racetrack is just right here, and this is gated, I guess, to protect from the cars and everything, but it's quite cool. So it's just right here. So one of the coolest things to do here in Baku is to go for sightseeing, especially for the beautiful architectures that you can find all around the city. It almost seems like a theme for the city, seeing so many beautifully designed buildings. You will see this from the moment you step in the airport. Thumbs up to Baku for this. Check out the Heydar Aliyev Center, which is designed by the famous architect Zaha Hadid. So here you have a carpet museum, but sadly today, because it's a public holiday, it's closed. But I believe if you're coming to Baku, you can check it out. And another beautiful architecture here in Baku is the government house just over there. And it was built in the 1930s, so if you want to check some cool architectures around Baku, don't miss this one out. Salam. How can we go that side? We want to go that side. Yeah, everything is gated. This one? Okay. Saul. Here there's quite a nice and modern looking building still in construction, and around this area actually there are quite a few modern buildings. So this area is around the Boulevard of Baku city. Good thing about Baku is that most of the points of interest are within walking distance from the old city. So if you enjoy walking, then it's a good way to explore the city. And the city is so walkable, with parks and green spaces almost everywhere, so you can go chill out and relax. Hey, if you're getting value from this video, it would be cool to like it so that it can spread to more people. The old city is obviously the unmissable spot in Baku. Rich in history, it is the center of a tourist area. Your first stop would probably be the Maiden Tower, which is Baku's most iconic structure. It is 29 meters high, and it was used to survey the Baku's Bay, which is just right here, for any enemies trying to get into the old city. So in case you would like more history, you can go inside the Maiden Tower, where there's a museum which talks about the evolution of Baku city to what it is today. The entrance fee is 15 manat, and if you want to get more history in your system, then you can go inside. But for me, I'm just going to do more of a sightseeing.
Travel company.
Yeah, I know. But your friend here also was asking me. We already did the two. Today's our last day.
Today's
We
last.
went to Gabala, all these things here. Today's our last day. So we're just checking the city tonight. Back.
Okay.
Thank you. Huh? So guys, just between you and me, a very cool trick to get out of people trying to propose you the tours, because there's just too many of them. They are nice people, but don't get me wrong. To get out of it, just tell them that it is your last day actually here in the city, and they will just leave you alone. So the old town still has some intact 12th century walls, as you can see here. And the fact also here is that you will find a lot of alleyways. And these alleyways were a very important feature back in the day for the residents of the old town. As when enemies will get into the town, they will get confused with all of the different alleyways, and that will be an advantageous point of attack for the residents. Now we are just walking in the old city of Baku, and we are heading towards the palace of the Shirvanshahs. And we have just reached the palace of the Shirvanshahs. It's about 12 p.m. now, and the temperature has just cranked up. It's about 37 degrees now, and it's really hot outside. But if you were asking yourself, who are the Shirvanshahs? As based on what is written here, the Shirvanshahs were the first rulers of the state of Azerbaijan back in the day, in the 15th century actually. Here in this complex is the palace, where you can actually get some insights into the history, their architecture and their way of living. So let's go and check this out. If you're ever going to Baku, I will recommend you to check out the Shirvanshahs Palace and its museum. You will learn so much about the architecture, the dress code, the way of living and the traditions of the old people of Baku. And here you have a jaguar guarding the palace of the Shirvanshahs. After the old city, head to Nizami Street, which is a large pedestrian and shopping street in downtown Baku. It is a beautiful area with restaurants, bars, cafes, and there's so much going on around this area. The Fountain Square is also nearby, and you can find some really good restaurants to enjoy some traditional Azerbaijani food. So now, after some exploration here in Baku city, we are now coming to this restaurant, which is written on the screen, for some traditional food. So first thing that we have taken is obviously the drinks, and this is called kompot, and it's a traditional Azerbaijani fruit juice, and as you can see you have a fruit inside, and apparently this fruit only grows here in Azerbaijan. Kind of sweet, but the taste is very different. I cannot associate it with any other fruit. So we just received another traditional dish, which is called plow. So it's basically a meat and rice dish. So here we have just received the famous dolma, and it is traditionally Azerbaijani. It is grape leaves stuffed with meat. They use dry fruits, nuts, and even grape leaves to make some really good food. Tea is such a big and cultural thing in Azerbaijan. I have to talk about drinking tea in Azerbaijan. Tea is served freshly brewed, hot and strong. But the interesting bit about drinking tea in Azerbaijan is how it is sweetened. So how it goes is that you have to take a sugar cube, you put it on your tongue, and then you sip in the tea. While the tea is going down, it will pass with the sugar cube and it will get sweetened, and then you drink it. So this is the way it is done there. It is quite strange, but it's also unique. After a nice meal, you can head to the Baku Seaside Boulevard. So in the afternoon here in Baku, one of the nice things to do is to take a stroll along the Baku Seaside Boulevard. It is one of the longest promenades in the world. And fun fact is that the Baku Boulevard is 25 kilometers long, as compared to, for example, Dubai Marina, which is about 5 kilometers in length. Around the boulevard, you can find things such as Baku's Carpet Museum and also the Venice Experience. If you're into these activities, then go ahead and try them. But the reason to visit the boulevard is that you can take a nice stroll along the boulevard in the afternoon, and you get to contemplate the Caspian Sea, as the boulevard is located all around the Caspian Sea. And the Caspian Sea is the largest inland body of water, basically the largest lake in the world. Coming to the unmissable feature of Baku's skyline is the flame towers, which is most probably what you will be seeing whenever you Google Baku. The flame towers, standing in the shape of flames, is 140 meters high and has more than 10,000 LEDs lining its facade, which transforms into a beautiful sight whenever the LEDs light up at night. It is the most iconic modern structure here in Baku. However, there's not much to do there. It's just a residential complex with hotels and offices. So you can just come up here, because from here you get a very good panoramic view of Baku city. You can go to the panoramic viewpoint by using the stairs if you have a high endurance. But if you cannot, you can use the rail car, which will take you there for 1 minute only. Having a panoramic view of the city and the flame towers is a perfect way to end a full day of exploring the capital city of Azerbaijan. So this is where I'm going to end the tour around Baku city. And from my opinion, what I can say is that Baku city has done a great job of blending the old historic heritage with a new modernized Baku city. Baku has an easygoing and free aura about it, which you should experience for yourself. That's it from me. If you find this video useful, then like it and comment so that it can spread to more people. And if you want to see more of my videos, then go ahead and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.